The home of rock and roll, I-95.1. Well, we were going to listen to some of our regularly scheduled programming, but we have a very special guest with us on the phone right now. Eric Bloom, the lead singer, guitarist, and sometimes keyboardist for Blue Oyster Cult, and he is on the phone with us right now. Eric, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, we're heading your way tomorrow.
That's right, from one Eric to another. What's going on?
We're heading your way.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming to town and being part of I-95's 25th anniversary show. We're very excited to see you guys play.
Well, we're going to be glad to be there. And it's what I like about it is I can drive up there, play, do whatever, and come home.
That's it.
This is very unique for BOC, because usually we go, cross country in 3 flights.
Yeah, you were telling me about the horror story the other night.
Yeah, once in a while we have a lot of travel. You know, we during the summer we play usually just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that, and so that's what we've been doing most of the summer. And last week we flew out west, and unfortunately the skies opened up on us on one song after 10 hours of travel, and had to get off. Yeah,
that's got to be, man. Well, yeah, this way it's nice and convenient for you. And
yes, this is a lovely thing. Right up 684. I live in Long Island.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, well, again, we can't wait to see you there, and lots of stuff going on with you guys. New live album and DVD on the way, is that right?
Yes, I think in October sometime a new, actually be our first video on DVD ever. It was filmed live at Chicago Navy Pier on June 21st, summer solstice. It was kind of a special night, so because of that, we're calling the DVD A Long Day's Night, because it's the longest day of the year.
Yeah.
And we played there, and it was filmed in HD TV, and it will be a direct TV broadcast, and it will also be a live DVD for sale, and then a CD will also be out at the same time.
And also re-releasing the Black and Blue concert with Black Sabbath?
I heard that's coming out on DVD. Somebody sent me an email that it's on Amazon as in advance.
Is that from the early 80s?
It was 81, I think. 80 or 81.
Okay.
That's we did a tour called Black and Blue. I can't remember exactly how many shows, 15, 20 shows that BOC and Black Sabbath toured together. And that's in the Ronnie Dio era, post-Ozzy.
Okay, and we've gone a long time without new music from Blue Oyster Cult. And then, inside of 3 years, you guys gave us 2 great albums, Heaven Forbid, right? Curse of the Hidden Mirror.
That's right. Curse came out June last year. Did pretty well, and a lot of really good songs on it, and I'm glad you guys are playing some of it.
Yep, we played Pocket. We're going to play that in a few minutes, and the fans, you guys got, I mean, the emails just came in. We're so glad you guys are playing it. Keep playing it. I mean, they just came out everywhere, because Tim Sheehan, our afternoon guy here, said, wait till you see the following that this band has.
Yeah, we do. We get, the net has been good to us. It allows our fans to sort of gather together in cyberspace and commune with each other, and we have some people who, it's almost like a mini Grateful Dead thing. They come from all over the place.
That's great. What brought about the creative renewal for the band, the last 2 albums?
I just think, well, we didn't have a record deal from the late 80s until the mid-90s. So it took the prescience of somebody at another label to see that we still can rock and still have lots of new material in our heads. So CMC Sanctuary signed us about 4 years ago. And we've put out 2 records for them, and now comes the DVD and the live record. So what the future holds, we don't know. But Buck and I get together, song seems to happen.
Well, that's great. That's great for us. Lots of today's young bands list you guys as a big influence, and then you got a band like Metallica who covered Astronomy on one of their CDs, and I think it was in '98. What is it about the mystique for Blue Oyster Cult that makes your music so enduring?
I just think certain people in certain age groups, they were in bar bands or high school bands or whatever, and they sort of, just like I was, when I was a kid, I covered whoever I thought was cool at the time. So I guess at some time we were cool to somebody, because guys like Metallica, they know half our material. I went to see them play years ago, and because they knew I was there, they whipped out a little bit of Godzilla and Dominance and Submission, and they knew, right in the middle of their show, they start playing BOC. So I think a lot of bands just grew up with us.
And what does something like that do? When Metallica plays a song that you guys do and they put it on a CD, there's a resurgence, right? I mean, you're going to get...
Well, sure, it's helpful. And it's nice to get a little respect from some of these bands that are big. And on our way up, we play with a lot of giants, and they were our heroes. So it was our first show ever as BOC trying to think. The first tour we did was opening for Alice Cooper, who was in his prime in those days, and that was just tremendous for us.
BOC has a very high-tech website. I was just on it myself just recently.
BlueOysterCult.com. You'll see a lot of good stuff there.
Very, very devoted internet following, as I was just saying before. Do you ever get into these chat rooms and the message boards and start talking to the fans?
I used to hold the chat at AOL, which they stopped doing a couple of years ago because the net just spread out so much that I know Buck has his own website. Mine is under construction. So ericbloom.net. It'll be maybe 8 more weeks. And it'll be just the net. It's just been really good for us to just spread the word that we're still alive and still rocking.
Well, the internet, too, is great for so many bands now. I would imagine in the early days, without internet, you couldn't distribute CDs or merchandise. You couldn't get the word out on a lot of things that you can do on internet now.
It's very true. I don't know about the .com as a business. It seems to have fizzled.
Right.
but for getting the word out about new music, I think it's great.
Yeah. Are you bringing any giant Godzillas to Danbury tomorrow?
No, I don't. I think he's at the orthodontist and isn't going to quite make it.
All right. We had to ask because that's always the famous Godzilla's up on stage with you guys.
Yeah. You remember Spinal Tap where they had that devil's mask or whatever it was with the 2 horns?
Yeah.
By the end of the tour, one of the horns had broken off. That's sort of what happened to Godzilla.
That's it. He's done. He's retired. I was talking to you about this off the air. My first memory of Blue Oyster Cult, being maybe 11, 12 years old, maybe even younger than that, but my older brother says, you got to watch this movie, Halloween, So this movie's scaring the hell out of me, of course. I'm 10 years old. But then there's this one scene, and they're, Jamie Lee Curtis in the car, and all of a sudden you hear, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I said, what is that song, man? That is the coolest song, and it fit so well with that movie. So he says to me, well, oh, God, that's Blue Oyster Cult. And then I remember him beating it. Godzilla came out, and so that was it for me, man. I said, I gotta get this. So I went out and bought the album.
Good.
And to this day, every time I hear it, I never can hear that song enough. And you were just saying this off the air too. It was a perfect song for that kind of movie, and for the other avenues that it went into, which was Stephen King, right?
Stephen King, The Stand. It was the beginning of the movie. It's been in actually a couple of other movies too. And I think that movie Joe Dirt that was out last year had Burning for You in it.
That's right.
Some people who grew up with us, who were probably now in the film business, just seem to know when to pull our songs out and put them in a film.
Yeah. We were thinking. I was just thinking this too off the air about bands getting. Every band's going to get a label. Well, they're this, they're that, they're the other thing. But the one thing I always heard was the Thinking Man's heavy metal band. Is that a fair assessment of Blue Oyster Cult?
Well, it was laid on us by some critics, 25 odd years ago. But it's maybe it does fit. I don't know, because our lyrics are a little different than most.
Right. They always have to kind of have a marketing, little marketing niche going. You got to label them this, label them that, but it's music. In the end, it's all music.
Yeah, well, we're just happy to be heading your way and be rocking in Connecticut tomorrow.
Oh, we can't wait, man. Eric Bloom, lead singer, guitarist, keyboardist, whatever they need, man, you're there, right?
I guess.
Blue Oyster Cult. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to play Pocket off of Curse of the Hidden Mirror. And, Eric, we will see you tomorrow night around 9:15. You guys hit the stage.
Yes. Citizens of Connecticut, on your feet or on your knees tomorrow in Connecticut, Blue Oyster Cult.
You heard it from Eric Bloom himself. Eric, thanks a lot.
See ya.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. And here we go. Here is Pocket from Curse of the Hidden Mirror, Blue Oyster Cult, on the home of rock and roll, I-95.